Well, welcome back to the Career Transition Podcast. I'm Joaquin.
And I'm Gavin.
And today we got some other special guests today. Do you guys just want to introduce yourselves, name, major?
Hello, I'm Ace Lucas, sports media graduate.
I'm Daniel Mutai, and I'm a multimedia journalism major.
All right. And so this is kind of a limited series podcast. As our listeners know, we're kind of just talking about our time here at school, reflecting and thinking about the future, So I guess we'll just get started. So how were the last few years for you guys of college?
Well, for me, they're pretty great because I went through a period of switching my majors a whole bunch, and then eventually coming back to multimedia journalism and meeting my old friend from high school, Asa, and then making friends with Gavin and Joaquin. I was in a really weird limbo space for a minute, and then coming back. Then these last couple of years have been really great for me, honestly.
If you would have told me the last couple of years that the people in this room would be good friends of mine, that'd be kind of crazy to think about. As Daniel was talking about, in high school we knew each other, but it's been pretty incredible to have a deeper friendship with him and to be super close. But also the last couple of years have been really good for what I wanted to do with my career. I just got a lot of opportunities, as well as kind of forced to work with people that I never would have worked, having to hear their perspective and just to learn how to work in a group. I think it's been really beneficial.
So, what kind of things did you guys get involved in during your time here?
So I got involved with the Ocali for about a semester, and then, as a reporter, pretty much. And then I took another year off, and then that next semester of the following year got involved again, being a reporter, and that's pretty much the extent of it for me.
Last 2 years, I was writing for the Ocali newspaper part-time, just reviewing food stories and giving love advice, so that was a lot of fun. Even though I wouldn't say I'm the most successful at that, I can bring some very good insight. I was on the Poke Report being an anchor the last 2 years. It's a sports news show that we have here at OSU, with as well having an internship down in Florida working with baseball and then high school football. So just a lot of different things, but things I actually want to do, and I'm glad I was able to do them.
So of those things you guys said, how would you say those things kind of prepared you for where you are now?
God, I don't even know what to expect after college at this point, honestly. I don't really have anything set up for after college, but I know that I have a pretty good idea that I want to get out of Oklahoma and possibly still be a reporter and everything like that. Or just keeping my options open for editing, being post-production, being a reporter, or if somewhere down the line I'll be able to get on camera. Maybe I honestly don't even like being on camera for other reasons, but I'm just
you could be a YouTube reporter.
There's
an opening for
that's
documentaries.
True. Social media. I like the idea. I like the idea of doing my own thing on YouTube and not having such a rigid schedule and everything like that, and focus on things that I care about. And that's kind of where I'm going with it right now, and see where that leads me, pretty much.
Now, one of the things that OSU Hope prepared me for what I wanted to do with my career is the amount of reps that I was able to get with doing play-by-play and with sports. I just got a lot of opportunities to practice and to practice and to practice and to practice. And those just kind of helped me have the confidence to apply for jobs. And when things weren't going well, just knowing that I am good enough to get a job and to have that self-belief.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of where I lacked over the years, is just having the confidence of getting out there and putting myself in vulnerable situations. But that's what I'm thankful for my capstone, is because we covered a lot of polarizing issues and talking to different people about their insights on those polarizing issues, and getting that confidence to be able to say okay, I got to get this done, and being able to get good answers out of them.
Because I think with our career, we're not going to be given the tools that we have here for those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to have that same editing software, those same cameras, or the same people or culture, but at least we can kind of become familiar with something in our field that we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is kind of a broad question, but what would you say you've learned most in college? And that can be school-related or life-related.
So for me, college has really taught me how to conquer my anxiety and being able to make friendships outside of my major friend group here in Stillwater, And that's pretty much been the biggest thing for me, is just being able to conquer myself pretty much.
Do you say like one of the lessons like that we've learned?
Yeah, just like, yeah, a lesson that maybe defines what you've learned most in college, but it can be, school related or non-school related.
I would say something I one of the biggest things I took away from Oklahoma State is it's okay to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And like what I mean by that is going into something new. Like I do not consider myself a strong writer, but I tried for the Ocali and I was like, okay, well, I know food and I enjoy talking about food. So that was something I learned and took away from it because high school I never put myself out there that much and just tried different things. So it kind of embracing the unknown of trying something new.
So, what are you guys' immediate plan for after college? Oh wait, my bad. I skipped a question. Sorry about that,
Yeah.
fellas. But is there anything you guys would do differently if you could go back?
I guess I would probably just try and get more involved within school and also apply myself to other things outside of school, because whenever I would get done with school and everything, that'd be it. I'd go home and do whatever I want to do, and maybe I would just go back and try and get more involved in the oh my god, what do you call them, organizations on campus, and also try and maybe brush up on my editing while I'm outside of school and everything. Because, I mean, for me, I love my alone time and being able to decompress and everything. And that was like a major thing for me going through college, because I didn't really have a choice. Whenever you go to school and work like all day and then you get your solid 4 or 5 hours after all that, I don't want to be doing anything related to school. So I would just go back and probably get more involved.
If we go back in time, does that mean like COVID never happened, or is it still like, is it still COVID? No.
Maybe, yeah, it probably still
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
One of the things I would like to do differently was really get to know the people within my major. That's something I didn't do until the last couple of years, and you'd be surprised how those people can not only help you, but then you can help them, and it's a really mutual and beneficial friendship. Because that internship I got with Florida last summer, that was because of a friend within my major. And then I got to know him, and he said, "Hey, I'm not going to take this opportunity, but I know you, and I think this would be something worth trying."
So, what is your guys' immediate plan after college, and also what are your long-term goals?
So for me, I'm just gonna move out of Stillwater, go to OKC for maybe a couple years, try to find a job there, brush up on the stuff I've learned here at OSU, just because I have that extra time to myself, and try to find a job somewhere outside of Oklahoma.
I have a couple weeks off, but then I start my job for as a co-sports director in a radio station out in Iowa. So I'm kind of getting into the workforce. I want to get out there, try to get reps, get experiences, and with that, hopefully 2 or 3 years, leave Iowa, go to a bigger market, work there maybe 5, 10 years, and then try to get like a really advantageous job, whether that's play-by-play for a Power 5 school or for a professional team. I just within 10 to 15 years, I want to be at like a top tier sports commentator job.
So, what kind of advice would you guys give to other students? They could be incoming freshmen or even sophomores and juniors who are in our major, or even if you guys want just anybody coming to Oklahoma State or college in general. Like, what kind of advice would you guys give to them?
Try to make friends and latch onto them for as much as you can, and also get involved in the organizations OSU gives you, because if you have that small friend group, y'all be able to do anything y'all can, anything you want, pretty much.
Yeah, it is. It's cliche to say like getting involved and putting yourself out there, but really just try as many different things as you can because you may come in with an idea of what you wanted to do. I came into it and I was like, okay, maybe I'll try being a TV anchor, and it because I didn't do much else besides reporting and being a TV anchor, I got really dissatisfied with it and thinking, man, maybe I'm not in the right major. I need to change things up. But it wasn't until my junior year actually trying to do sports commentary that I figured that out. But I wish earlier I would have tried that. So I'd suggest that, and kind of what Daniel said, just find a really close group of people that you can be open and vulnerable with, and they have your back and you have their back, and you can really conquer anything, even editing at like 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You can conquer those dark times.
Those demonic times.
Oh man, well that was actually the last question that we had down for you guys. Is there anything else you guys would maybe like to add, or
Oh man, I guess don't let the professors put your major in a box, pretty much. Because whenever I first came here, I just did not understand like the volume of jobs that you can actually do with an MMJ major or broadcasting major and everything like that. Because you can work behind a camera, you can do reporting while writing, you can do video, you can do editing, post-production, pre-production, and like the opportunities are limitless whenever you come into OSU. And it's not just those tiny, like that short list of majors up on the second floor by Dr. Sennett's classroom for law media. It's a lot more than just being a reporter or TV anchor when you come here.
So is this like more geared towards Oklahoma State, or can this kind of be for anyone coming
It could
into
be.
any university?
yeah, any university?
I think no matter the school you go to, there's going to be at least a handful of really good professors, and like gain friendships with them, get to know them, because they'll just be extremely helpful to you. And it's really nice. You have a professor here, Professor Shane Hoffman, and I try to go and see him if I can once a week and just sit there and talk not only about school and about grades, but just how my personal life is and gaining his perspective. And it's those people are actually rooting for you. You may think they're being a little bit hard, because Prof Hoff's class was difficult. Like
Yeah.
he was not an easy grader by any means.
Shout out to Prof Hoff. on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like that YouTube.
But at the same time, he's one of those professors that would fight and has fought for his students tooth and nail,
Yes.
especially this semester.
Yeah.
He's done, without getting any more into that, he's really
Yes.
tried to help out students. So, try to find those professors, because they're there. And initially, you may not connect with them or click, and you think you might not have anything in common. But if you actually go and take the time to go to office hours or try talking to them, getting to know them, that's just something that's going to make school a lot easier.
Yes. Just take the initiative in every aspect you do. That's just it.
Well, we've kind of said this before on some other episodes, but we really appreciate our guests who come on to the show, because if we feel like we learn something from you guys each time, and even this one, like I agree, you shouldn't put the major in a box, like whether it be MMJ, sports media, or Stratcom.
Yeah.
You can kind of do whatever.
And that thunderstorm's coming down. Sorry about
Somebody's
that, folks.
printing something in here, being very rude.
I'm like getting interrupted.
Can't you see this room is taken?
The door is
I
closed.
can't believe we're up at Devon Tower right now doing this podcast, man.
Those are
We're in a top spot. We got those
yeah.
connections.
Well, if people were going to ask y'all, what would you say about kind of these guys? Has anyone asked you that, or are you going to kind of film your own episode with answering these questions?
So yeah,
Same thing, yeah.
yeah. Our kind of plan is after. So you guys are actually our last interview that we have.
Daniel.
Yeah,
Whoa.
save the best for last.
Whoa.
Hey, bro.
We after this, we're gonna record kind of a reflection podcast. We're gonna kind of ask ourselves the same questions, but also just reflect on what we've learned personally interviewing everyone. So that's kind of the plan.
Yeah.
That's-
We can, it's still recording, right?
Yeah.
We can just redo that part I was just talking about
Okay.
and just cut out that. Or, I mean, that was kind of funny, though, actually.
Yeah, we could leave it.
I feel like you should leave it and give it some character.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted by that storm, I agree. I feel like Stratcom, MMJ, sports media, you can do a lot with it, and you don't have to think that it's just going to end bad. Because a lot of people, I feel like it's kind of like a cliche that journalism majors or communication majors are like worthless,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but just look at everyone we've interviewed. We're all doing different things. We all have different paths. Like, you can do a lot of stuff with this
Yeah.
major. And also, like you said about the professors, I 100% agree. Prof Hoff is definitely a harsh grader. He's tough love, but I feel like it should be that way. You shouldn't sugarcoat things, because you're not going to grow, that
Mhm.
way.
The classes where I was graded the hardest and the professors were toughest on me, outside of one particular class, is where I learned the most in our past 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of been a shared sentiment with a lot of people we've interviewed. I think it was actually our first interview with, I don't know if it was Noah or Rowdy, who was talking about how professors want, like, they have your best interest in mind. Like they don't want to, like, they don't go home and like, man, I want to see this student fail. Like, no,
Yeah.
they want to see the student become, the next prominent figure in that field. They want to be there for you, and they want to try to build you up. And even when it might seem like they're tearing you down, they're really just trying to
Yeah.
make you better. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes I forget about that. And it is easy to forget about it, but
I mean, even with our capstone, we're dealing with like very egotistical people and everything like that. Like they're preparing you for the outside world. Like these people, like professors, definitely have your best interest. And with the kind of people that me and Gavin were interviewing, they like they do not care about your well-being at all. And so once you understand that your your professors are trying to help you, not hinder you, and prepare you for people that actively want to tear you down, pretty much, or tear down your ideologies, your life will be a whole lot better.
Yeah, that's a good point. I even forget sometimes it doesn't feel like a bubble, but we kind of are in a bubble to where it's
Yeah.
a safer network or zone or whatever you want to say. Because I'm sure when I get out there, I'm start gonna get tweets and comments and people like,
Bro,
man,
yes.
this guy sucks.
Yeah, just look through
This
YouTube.
guy stinks.
Yeah. Go through your YouTube comments, bro. That's gonna be the normal.
Yep.
That's gonna be your norm.
yeah, I mean, especially in our field, obviously, like in media and everything, constantly growing field. And yeah, it's definitely a harsh one, and not an easy one to navigate through. And so I think the professors here have all done a really good job of helping prepare us for that.
Yeah, honestly, it's just been. I'm kind of sad, that this is our last interview, because we've been having a good time with it, and like, it's funny. Everybody's got such similar answers, but also different answers, because everyone's a different person, and that's kind of why we came up with this idea. We wanted to make this kind of like not just a reflection for us and the guests, but also it can be like a blueprint for the future, for our own future and for future students coming to the school. If they ever get a chance to hear this, they can like take something from it, apply it to their lives, learn from some old men.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you kind of feel? I feel it anyways. It's a weird feeling that you're graduating in 4 days. It did not hit me at all till yesterday that I'm actually graduating and going out into the real world. That's been so trippy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not gonna hit me until I'm sitting down out there in Gallagher Iba with y'all. Then I'm gonna be like, well, I can't come back here. I'm not coming back to class on Monday.
Are you gonna paint your gown?
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
I still gotta get those senior pics taken.
Oh yeah, I got mine on Thursday with Emmett, bro.
There you
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. So I'm getting that stuff done. Might be a little late, but hey.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just like this podcast.
Yeah.
It's better late than we should have named it that. Better late than never.
Yeah. I mean, it was literally just
Hey.
like off a whim. I think it was last Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe.
Holy
We're just
God,
like-
y'all got like 7 interviews.
Yeah, we're like, you know
God.
what? Let's just start this. And then we just at night we set up with like everyone, and
Mhm. We texted out. I sent a text to Chris and Zach, and you sent a text to these boys, and
Y'all are like some Joe Rogans.
Yeah.
Interviews.
We
But
tried.
I feel like we've gotten to learn a lot from this. That like, it's good to try new things, and it's also not as hard as you think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if it is hard, you won't find out till you try it. Just like
Yeah.
we did with this.
Just for me, I just had to get past my mental block. Like even just interviewing people in general is just I'm always in my own head and just go and get it done. And it's definitely not as bad as you think it is. It's just people are gonna give you the answers they already had in their head, and you can only do the best you can. So
Well, that's kind of might be it, and I think we probably already asked this But do you guys have any final parting thoughts? You know.
Oh my god, dude.
There's a lot that could be said.
Yeah.
There's a lot that could be said. But if I had to give any final thoughts, and I've said this before in our interview, and I'll say it again, just kindness is not weakness. Like, be kind to everyone you meet, not only in school but outside of school, and that's just the best way to live. You won't regret that.
And just have a positive mindset whenever you go into anything you do. That's it from me.
Yeah, man. Well, we really, really appreciate you guys coming up here and, you know, taking the time out of your day to come interview with us, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been great, honestly.
Yeah. Couldn't think
Absolutely.
of two better guests to end off the podcast.
Hey,
with.
bro, I appreciate
She wants to
y'all.
blush.
I know.
All right. Well, we'll catch you guys in the final reflection episode.